Hello, welcome back to the Upland Forum, where we highlight leaders, entrepreneurs, and community voices who are helping people grow and succeed. Today, we are talking about something that affects just about every part of life, mindset. So that way, the way we think shapes the way we act and the way we lead and the way we move through our challenges. So today's guest is Amanda Williams. She's the founder of Rize Above Coaching. Amanda works with individuals who are ready to move past limitations and step into their next level of personal and professional growth. So what do you guys say we bring her on and let's talk about what it really means to rise above? Welcome, Amanda. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Carlos?
I am doing fantastic. This has been a long time coming because we've talked about this for quite a while, and I'm glad that it's finally happening for sure.
Me too.
So, hey, I know because the show is about 20 minutes or so, I want to make sure that we cover a lot of ground. And this is going to be something that I think we may have to have multiple part series for it, just because you have a lot of wealth of knowledge. And I've gotten to know that, in coffees that we've had and getting to know you as a professional, So tell us about your journey. What led you to start Rise Above Coaching?
For me, it's been personal growth personal growth gives you business growth. With that, I became my own client first. I had to look within myself of anything that was stopping me or feel like a resistance, and learning through therapy about suppressing emotions, what it is to acknowledge your past. Like there's a saying out there saying the past doesn't define you, but in all reality, it's the most pivotal thing that creates you as an adult. So it's one or two things. We could accept for what it is that we are and just go about our life, or we choose to make an active choice to say, do I want to keep being this person or do I want to push it further? And to me, I wanted to push it further. I was getting tired of my reactionary responses. I was getting exhausted by feeling defensive. And to me, I learned how to rise above it. And that's how I got my title, is learning to rise above situations and scenarios to not define me, but I get to create the way that I want to lead my life and leave a legacy for my children of what it looks like to deep dive and take the courage and the space and the love that it requires to do so.
So you just talked about it, but I want you to think about that specific moment. Was there a defining moment that pushed you right into coaching? Like, this is it.
Actually, yeah, it was my therapist. She said, Amanda, you should be a therapist. And so
Nice.
That really motivated me on taking the trust in myself to do it. And so I just jumped into school, and I originally went in for sports med, and I started taking psychology. I'm like, this is really fascinating. And that led me even deeper of like how powerful our minds are. And the more I started working on myself, the more that I saw improvement, the more I started to gain momentum of like, this is what I need to do. I love passing knowledge on to other people. And by doing that, that pivotal moment was that one person that says, you can do this, Amanda. And that's when I took that leap of faith, and I just went out and got it.
And then as you shared how Rise Above came about, right? But breaking it down for people that don't know you, what does that phrase mean, Rise Above? What does it mean to you personally?
Rise above to me means that we can, I call it the emotional scale. We can stay low where we want to be in the struggle bus, or we can learn to use the tools to rise above all of them to where we can go to our higher self, like that little voice in your head that is saying, yes, you can keep going. That's how you rise up. So to me, I'm rising above all of the suppression, all of the negative talk, all of what society is trying to dictate, I get to dictate what I want because I'm rising above it to what my level is, where my alignment is going to lead to me.
And as we talk about mindset, and I'm going to ask you just a few questions right now, but
Go for it.
what are some of the most common mental barriers you see people facing today?
Survival mode is one of them. Survivor mode is when a part of your brain, that little, I call it the little almond brain in the back there, that wants to protect itself. And so if we feel threatened or if we feel like we need to go in defense, we go into survival mode. And when we do that, we tend to come across as judgmental. We tend to be reactionary because we're not able to think clearly. And the second one is fear. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of not being able to voice something because you're walking on eggshells around certain conversations, or it's just fear of am I enough? Am I worthy?
And I think those are two key areas that affects a lot of us. And I think part of that also is the fact that we're too how do I say this? We don't want anybody to know that we struggle, right? In reality, I think a lot of us walk like we're in the perfect world. We don't want anybody knowing that we're going through this, we're going through that. And then I believe that also just builds up a lot inside of you to the point where it can lead to, unfortunately, sometimes disaster and tragedies, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sure you come across clients, you come across individuals that are on that breaking point, right? And maybe you can share with us a little bit of what those signs look like for some of us that sometimes are really oblivious to what's going on around us,
Mm-hmm. I have, and the tall tale is when they start feeling lonely and that no one is there for them. They start to seclude. You will have a hard time getting out of your own mind. They're called stories. We create these stories in our heads that again, goes back to not being able to express it. And so instead it stays in our minds, and we come across as being lonely. We don't trust anybody. And another way to tell it is physical ways of you feel tension, you get headaches, you get this stress response of anxiety, you start to feel a little bit depressed. So there's like 3 different areas, like emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. The physical is what I just announced of you can feel tension in your shoulders, you can have stomach issues like IBS, you can have headache in your head, and emotionally you just feel depleted and you feel like there's no one there to talk to. It could be very ways of sabotaging ourselves.
And I think it's also one of the misconceptions too. It's not only adults that deal with this, right? It's also kids. And yes. I think we tend to overlook at that too, Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so for children, they're like sponges. So they get imprinted upon. So whatever they see, whoever is taking care of them, whether it's their parent, whether it is a guardian, whether it's a teacher, if they're around them constantly all the time, they will say, oh, so this is how we are supposed to respond to this situation. Oh, this is how I should react when something comes across and it's not, I don't agree with it, so I'm going to start yelling at you, or I'm just going to sit here and tuck my head in the sand and act like nothing happened. Or it could be on the complete opposite, where they're like, oh no, I've learned, my parent, my guardian, my teacher told me, no, I need to speak up. I need to share my opinions. I'm strong in where I'm at. So it's a broad aspect. So it's just like, who are you being surrounded by? Who is your group? Who is your community? Who are you putting yourself with? Because if you put around people who just want to, like, an example for my parents is very much survival mode. And they taught me, like, oh, the world is all against you. Money don't grow on trees. Or you know what? My matter is more important than yours. So it's like you're taking their voice away. So be very careful on how we speak or how we act around our children, because they will take it and use it as their own. And they will say, oh, this is my trait, until they realize one day that it's not.
You know what? I'm going to shift gears a little bit, because I'm also now, in talking about this, how does the mindset impact someone's success in business or even in leadership? Because all of this goes hand in hand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the mindset is a very powerful tool. And if we're constantly our worst critic, then we're going to get self-doubt. We're going to sit here and be skeptical or not believe in ourselves. Yeah, if you are willing to flip it and say, I got this. You're amazing. Let's keep at it. Oh, this happened? That's okay. Let's pivot and figure it out. There's always a solution to a problem. It's just, do we want to focus on the problem the whole time, or do we want to find ways to how we could get out of the problem? Because let's face it, this is a worldly world. Like, life is going to life us, and there's going to be obstacles that come across. It's just figuring out, are you regulated? Do you feel like your system is quiet, or do you feel like your nervous system's on the outside to where every little thing's going to irritate you? So for the mindset, it's going back and asking yourself in the day, say, how do I feel today? 1 out of 10. 10 is amazing. 1 is like, it's going to be a struggle bus. And there's ways to get out of it. That's the beautiful part. You could say 3 things that you like about yourself, or 3 things that you're grateful for. You could be like, you know what? I like the fact that I show up to everything, even if I don't feel like it. Or, you know what? I just feel so blessed that I'm waking up today and I can feel the breath in my lungs. Just those small little shifts will help you dictate how your day is going to look like. And it's going to say, hey, do I want it to ruin my day because somebody cut me off in line?
Right.
Or do I want to say, they must need coffee more than I do?
I don't know, man, but that's a touchy subject, because you're talking about coffee here, so I don't know.
Don't get away with my coffee.
Right. So, folks, if you're joining us, I'm here with Amanda Williams from Rize Above. We are talking about really just mindset, and we covered a lot on this. So please make sure that you follow the beginning of the episode. And also, if you're a business watching, a business owner, or know of a business owner here in Upland, they can be a resource to our community. Please reach out and let me know, and I'd love to highlight you and focus on some of that. Time always flies when we're kind of, when I talk to you. So I want to make sure that I get some of these questions in before our time runs out. But I wanted to ask you too, how do you help your clients move? You talk about fear, move from that fear factor to confidence.
Mm-hmm. To me, I call asking the right questions, and getting to know who they are, really making them feel seen and heard. And honestly, it's just giving them these little, I call them little adventures, right? Of oh, you feel like you need to speak up to a situation that you keep thinking about. What does it look like to come in a more grounded, logical way to speak what you have to say? Just learning to say, hey, I need to talk to you, is a way of practicing using our voice. And sometimes I can do silly things of making an adventure list of things. Then I take it a step further and I say, practice how you want your week to look like. What does Carlos want to do for his week. And if that seems too broad, Carlos, what do you want to accomplish today? What is one thing that you can let go of to free up space? What is the one thing that you could do by giving a high five in the mirror and looking at yourself saying, I got you. I'm here. Those are so powerful when you're able to look at yourself and say how amazing you are, because we don't get that enough.
It's true, and it's those little things that make a huge difference, for sure. I'm going to ask you also, what advice would you give someone who just wants to make a major life change? And I know, like I said, we're kind of limited on time, but I definitely wanted to ask you that question. What do you say to that person?
One baby step at a time. All it takes is reach out to somebody that, if you don't feel like you can rely on somebody next to you, like a family member, reach out to a therapist, reach out to a coach, reach out to a best friend. It's taking that initial action step of I'm ready to go from my wanting to I'm ready to do something about it. Like for me to do a big life-changing event, I went and sought therapy. And to me, that opened up the floodgates. And everybody's a little different. And another thing you can do is just create small action steps that you want to accomplish. So if you want to accomplish swimming, go get swimming lessons. You know, or if you want to do something bigger, like you want to leave this job, go start searching different jobs. Go seek it. Get curious. Have fun with it. That's the best way to make a life choice, is make it look like an adventure, not something that is work and something that's hard. Because if we do that, we're never going to get that first step in. We're going to get stuck.
No, you're absolutely right. I also want to make sure that people know where can people connect with you. I have the website here on our program right now, so make sure, folks, you guys write that down. Where else can they connect with you?
They can get me on my Instagram. That's where you're going to find most of my work, and that is AmandaRizeAbove.co. And also, you can go on Facebook, and if you connect me through the DMs, I can send you my private business page through Facebook that I have for Rize Above Coaching.
So I want to leave you with this last question that you can share with our folks, because you talked about this a little bit, but briefly tell us, for the new person listening, for the new person that wants that shift in mindset, in your opinion as a coach, what are the top 3 things that you would have them do to get started?
To get started is look in the mirror, give yourself a high five. You know, you can take a dry eraser and write 2 things about yourself that you feel is from your heart. Like, I'm smart, I'm amazing, I'm fun. And the third one is get moving. Go for a walk. If you have a dog, walk your dog. If you want to go to that yoga class, go to that yoga class. Because when we can move that energy through our bodies, we're going to be releasing anything that we're holding on to. Or just call a friend. Like, sometimes all you need to do is to talk to somebody. So allow yourself the grace to do that. You're worth being heard. You're worth to speak your voice.
Folks, that was a very powerful conversation today with Amanda Williams of Rize Above Coaching. Personal growth does not happen by accident. Remember that. It happens when we choose to challenge our thinking, build new habits, and step forward with intention. So if you're ready to grow, lead with confidence, and take control of your next chapter, conversations like this are a great place to start. And make sure that you are following Amanda as well too. So you can learn more about Amanda and her work at her website, rizeabovecoaching.com. So make sure you check her out. Follow her on social media as well. This has been the Upland Forum, where we spotlight leaders and voices making a difference in our community. I am Carlos Garcia, and I will see you guys next time.